Hello, Gauze here, and this is Compion, my channel documenting my journey towards a more fulfilling life through competence and connection. My current project is on mindful creative productivity, where I'm giving myself weekly topics and themes to pay attention to as I go about the goals in my life. I produce a piece of poetry from my insights and experiences that week and share both my poems and reflections. And this week's theme has been on noise. Noise was a request from a friend, a request to look at the impact of noise in our Western society, the kind of creation and moderation of noise in our day to day. So I kind of took it to mean like, synthetic noise a little bit and how that impacts us. So I had the goal of better understanding how noise affects my day to day life. What role does it play in my happiness, productivity, and mood? And the process I kind of went about for this week was just paying attention to noise levels throughout the day. When I felt most alert, tired, irritable, calm, what were the sounds going on around me? Did I see any trends in that throughout the week? And that has led to the poem called Real Sound. Enjoy. Billboards flicker, their voices insist and repeat. Headphones hum, a shield from the city's heartbeat. Algorithms whisper what we should desire. Screens blink commands, their tones never tire. Every space tuned, measured, controlled. A world of silence is bought and sold. Rhythms invade, their rhythms embed, a chorus of static lodged in our head, our thoughts grow thin, lost in a swell, internal voices drowned in the digital shell. With every alert, our senses resign, our minds rewired to pulse in their time. Focus freeze like a thread pulled tight, restless, we chase what glows in the night. Quiet feels empty, slow turns to pain, only the loudness can soothe us again. Expecting the rush, the signal, the call, waiting for meaning, but hearing it all. Leaves murmur secrets the city forgot. Waves breathe wisdom where static cannot. Footsteps on earth, a rhythm untamed, the hush between words, unmeasured, unnamed. If stillness feels hollow, then echoes remain, but listen, and life will sound real again. Welcome back, and thank you for listening to the poem. Before we get into the reflection section, if you're liking the video so far, please do leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. So, reflections. This poem was really about the impact that the man-made and synthetic sounds have on our day-to-day lives. When I was going about my week, I was really paying attention to kind of sounds that were filling my head and seeping into my mind. I feel like what you listen to, what you surround yourself with does have an impact on you. And I feel like what you what you listen to the most leaves a bit of an echo in your head. And depending on what you listen to, I think it can sometimes leave an echo that drowns out whatever natural sounds your own head would have been producing. I noticed for myself that with this kind of creative work, when I'm trying to produce poems and pay attention to how I'm feeling and thinking and what's going on inside myself, it requires time to just speak with myself, bounce ideas within myself. And I have no time to do that if my head is already filled with external noise all the time. I get very disconnected from myself and whatever I was actually thinking or feeling. It's also, I guess, one of the costs of doing this is that it requires me to not be consuming as much sounds that might be distracting me from being able to engage with myself and produce these poems and have these thoughts about things. And so I likened the constant influx of notifications and short form videos and the noises that kind of distract and distort our attention. And sometimes things that we just listen to for fun, like music was a big thing for me in my example I just mentioned. I would love to listen to music and go for walks with music, but if I went for a walk without music, that would be the best time for me to have some thoughts around my own reflections during that week and ideas for the poems. So I think that's the kind of poisonous echo that can seep into you. It can seep into the way that we interact with the world, the expectations we have, the way we see things, and what we will and can pay attention to. So, as nice as some of the synthetic man made sounds can be, I think can limit us greatly if we don't pay attention to what exactly we're consuming in an audio sense, and also in a visual sense too, right? It's not just limited to sound, but that's the main focus here. The damage of that poisonous echo can be undone though. The last chapter of that poem points towards that. The natural sounds that we sometimes often associate with boredom, but also peace as well, a bit of a respite from the noise that could be going on in our heads. Sounds of wind, animal, footsteps, people talking, the sea. Engaging and giving ourselves more time to listen to that and give our own minds the space to heal from that poisonous echo and allow our own internal sounds to return is probably just what we need often. And it would allow us to stop having our own heads as such echo chambers for external inputs. Obviously, you can moderate this. I'm not saying I need to strictly cut off myself from all synthetics and man made sounds, like that's going to be possible to begin with. But if those natural sounds start to bring me nothing but boredom, or if I find myself being bored with the natural sounds of the world, then that can be a good sign that I've still got maybe a bit of a poisonous echo in there, or maybe I have one developing, and I might need to give some more time for more, engage more of those natural inputs, and maybe lessen the amount of synthetic man-made inputs I've got going on. So the main phrase for this has been there is no greater noise than a disconnect between heart and mind. That's all. Please leave comments below if anything resonated with you and if there's any other themes you'd like to see. Also, share this with others if you feel that they could do with hearing what I have to say, and if you just enjoyed the video. Next week's theme will be on temperature. I'll see you then.